to you all today with an HIM FAQ video. I've gotten a couple of questions. I'm going to address them. I'm going to address them kind of quickly because I have tried to do this like 4 times and I'm talking entirely way too much, and this will end up being like a 3-part video, and I'm trying to avoid that. So this is not a hair video. If you're looking for a hair video, I'll have one up a little bit later, tomorrow sometime, or later. I'm going to go through these quickly. And if you need more in-depth information, please email me through YouTube, and we can do this. Okay. Miss Candy21, you had a question about salary ranges versus the credentials. I will say there is a difference between the RHIA and RHIT pay grade, but that difference is because you have an associate's versus a bachelor's, which in any job function, the bachelor's is typically going to pay you more. So I would put that difference between $3 to $5, which makes a big difference, because for every dollar you make per hour, it's equivalent to $2,080. Go to the AHIMA website. They do a yearly statistical breakdown study of the entire HIM profession. And they have pay grades according to job function, pay grades according to credential, and they have pay grades according to regions in the country. You also questioned, could you move up and be a manager in this field? Definitely. But yes, there is opportunity for you to move up into management. That's not a hindrance at all with RHIT versus RHIA. Ooh, not true. Depending on the facility where you are, and how quickly you're trying to move up in management. Most hospitals will use years of experience in lieu of education. So, you said also, Tucker, no. You said also, is there a health service administrator or management? If you're talking about something outside of no, baby. If you're talking about something outside of HIM, there is a degree. Sit down. There is a degree called Healthcare Administration. That degree is offered. It's offered at a bachelor's level and a master's level. I'm not sure about PhD level, but it is offered at the bachelor's and master's level. So I hope I answered all your questions. Let me know if you have any more. Stop. Okay, the next person, I'm sorry, I didn't write your name on my little printout, but you had a question about the difference between biller, coder, and HIM specialist. I will say this, a coder can also be considered, dog hair, sorry, a coder can also be considered an HIM specialist because 9 times out of 10 they have an associate's degree or a bachelor's degree. HIM specialist is just another fancy word for someone who knows, either in practice or theory, all the functions of an HIM department, which is release of information, assembly and analysis, and coding and reimbursement. So you said you really want to be a coder, but you see the HIM specialists are really big into the field. That's kind of one and the same. So if you go to school and become an RHIT, you have an associate's degree, and you become an RHIT, then you're considered an HIM specialist. So it just depends on the job function that you're applying for as to how you can use that term. You said being a coder scares you. I would love to tell you don't be scared, but being scared is something that's going to happen with a new graduate regardless. But I will give you just a little bit of information. When you get hired for your first position as a coder, if that's what you choose to do, you will not be thrown to the wolves. You will not be left all by yourself. You're probably going to have a preceptor. A typical work caseload for inpatient short-term acute care coder is between 25 and 50 charts a day, depending on the census load of your hospital. They are not going to give you that entire census load chart load when you first start. You're probably going to get maybe a quarter of that. And also, 100% of your work is probably going to be checked for the first 90 days by your preceptor, who's going to audit you. If you make any mistakes, they're going to give the work back to you and tell you to fix it. Also, no bill. You're not going to be able to drop your own bills. Once you finish coding, you won't be able to drop the bill. Your preceptor have to check behind you with that 100% auditing to make sure everything's accurate before the bill drops. You will get coding education at work. If any mistakes do happen, because you're being audited your first 90 days, it's going to come back to you. I just say keep a notebook handy. Oh, just really, really insider clues. In the 4th quarter edition of the coding clinic, which all hospitals probably get the coding clinic, in the 4th quarter edition of the coding clinic, all of the new guidelines for the year are in there, as well as, really, really good coding summary situations. So I suggest that you print the 4th quarter, and if you have a school that has access to it, read up on it. Read the coding clinic. It's a wealth of information in the coding clinic. Get your 4th quarter printed out, read it, study it. Those first few pages of your ICD-9 coding book, read it, study it. Keep a notebook handy while you're at work. When you make certain little bumps in the road, when you hit those, write down what you did and how you were supposed to do it, so that that's your mental note to not make that mistake again. So, coding with a high accuracy rate comes with experience and time. That's known by anybody who's a coding supervisor. They know when they're hiring a new graduate that they're going to have to dedicate 6 months to a year to get this graduate as a good coder. So that's known and expected. So they're not expecting you to come out of school being completely perfect, because coding is subjective, and hey, things like that happen. So I hope I answered your question. Again, I'm going to put your name right here because unfortunately I didn't copy and paste it on my paper. Next is for, I hope I said this right, Nappy Gistry 2069. I'm sorry, Nappy Gistry 69. I hope I said that right. You were asking about the Coding Basic Workshop that AHIMA offers for $2,000. That is a good workshop, and when you finish it, you can sit for a CCA. Now, I will be completely honest with you. CCA is a good first step in the stepping stone system. If you want to do that program, then I suggest you get it. You take your CCA, you get a year's worth of experience in a good acute care hospital, and then try to sit for the CCS. Because once you get the CCS, a lot more doors can be open for you. And then you said, or should you go ahead and start an associate degree program? I always push for you to go into the associate degree program because that gives you more options. If you have the 2 years to commit to it and the money to commit to it, go ahead and get into the associate degree program. It is a 2-year sacrifice, but it's well worth it. I sacrificed my 2 years. I held down a full-time job. I was living on my own. I worked at night from 9 p.m. to 7 a.m. I went to class from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. And I did that for 2 years. It was hard. It was hard, but it was so well worth it. Let me know any questions. I will happily, gladly, gleefully answer them. So rate, subscribe, comment. Again, email me through YouTube if you have any other comments. And you all have a good day. Bye.